Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I haven't streamed for a while. I just kind of haven't been feeling it, you know. Like don't really have the desire to stream, but I figured since I just bought a new game for like $2, it was like 70 something percent off. So I figured I'd give it a shot. It looks like a lot of fun. I saw other people stream it before. Excuse me. I saw other people stream it before, and it looked like a lot of fun. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Just bringing up the live control room so I can keep an eye on everything. Ugh, there we go. Hey, Karn Taggio, how you doing, man? As I was explaining, there was this game I kind of had my eye on for a while. This is actually the sequel to it. Uh, the first game is called 60 Seconds, and basically you have 60 seconds to gather supplies or whatever from your house before you jump into a nuclear shelter because the bombs are dropping. You have a minute to grab what you need and jump into the shelter. And after that, you basically got to try to ration out everything you grabbed and try to last as long as you can. Um, there is an ending after like I think like 50 days or something like that. Thrumble Valley, and oh, that sounds cool. Oh, so you played the one where you go back to the county where you started the first game, or the county from the first game, I should say. Yeah, I wanted to play with that a little bit. I finally beat the Warlord and Legacy ending, so I got all four. And believe it or not, there's no achievement for getting all four of them. I mean, obviously there is an achievement for each one, but not for all four of them. Basically, that's the first game, and you play through. I think there's like one ending where bandits eventually break in and take over your shelter and kill all of you. I think there's another one where the military rolls in and rescues you, and yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to the first one, but this is the sequel to that. It's basically the same premise, except you're in a space station, and same rules apply. So let's start a new game. I played this once already. Sorry, I'm just reading through these because it starts you off with like kind of like a tutorial level, sort of. Oh, it's tough compared to the first game. Yeah, I could imagine because you got to figure that that takes place like sometimes after the outbreak, so like zombies like evolve and get smarter and shit. So it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I played through that a little bit, and I think the premise of it was that you were looking for a friend, that you and the person that you were with is looking for a friend in that county somewhere, and you're kind of like trying to find them and work up your base and all this shit. I only played for like, I think I only played that campaign for like 10 or 15 minutes. I didn't get too far into it. So we're going to do the full game experience. You can pick a captain, and you get to see a little bit about them, their little backstory. I guess each captain has a goal. And these are your attributes. They kind of play a role in the outcome of like certain scenarios that you face every day. There's agility, there's intelligence, and there's strength. And obviously, captains vary in stats. So like this guy I'm looking at here, he has good intelligence. He has a little bit above average agility, and his strength is not registering because he doesn't have very high strength. Versus this chick, she's very agile, but her intellect and her strength aren't all that good. And this dude, I guess the star means like that's the best, that's the highest a stat can go. So like it goes like 1, 2, 3, and then star. So this dude has really high strength, has like virtually no intelligence and a little bit of agility. She's kind of an all-arounder, sort of. So I'm gonna go with this dude because intellect has helped me out more often than not. Okay, so you're gonna see the first part of the game. Like this is basically like how you determine what you start off with. So there's a little counter on top, and that starts your little debacle here. And then once it gets to the top, then that means you have 60 seconds to grab as much crap as you can and drop it into the shuttle. So a good idea is to grab like a handful of shit, wait for it to open, and just throw it in immediately. So yeah, you're like basically just frantically running around, just grabbing whatever you can get a hold of. You can grab other crewmates too. I got a sleeping bag for some reason.
Nope.
Oh, I can't grab it. Yeah, certain items take up more than one slot, so you kind of have to gauge what you want to grab.
Nope.
And you could grab 4 crewmates. But you can also just go by yourself. Shit. This is gonna be close. Oh, barely made it. So, okay, we grabbed a good amount of food. I know, right? But that's literally the only part of the game where you have to worry about like running around like a maniac. The rest of it is kind of like just you like trying to ration out your like supplies and everything and trying to make the best out of the worst situation. The text in this game is kind of small to me, so I'll do my best to try to read it because it's probably going to be really small for you because you're looking at it on your phone. So I'll do my best. Basically, this is where you're going to spend pretty much the rest of the game here. I was only able to grab one other person because I was more worried about like grabbing like, you know, the book, the gun. Oh, I didn't grab the shovel. There's some tape, and this comes into play a little later. So this is the star log, and it basically tells you what's going on. So like when you start a new day, it kind of gives you a summary as to what happened when you ended the day. This is your day counter up here. I think the last time, or the first time I played, which is also the last time I played because I kind of wanted to get my bearings a little bit, I made it up to like, has a Maniac Mansion feel to it. It does a little bit. At least the running part of it does. So I think I made it up to like 54 days before the death robots came and killed everybody. But we'll get into that later. All right, let me read. Hi, Astro computerized assistant reporting for duty. You must be Emmett, right? I am pleased to announce that due to your actions during the escape, you are the perfect candidate to become the captain of this vessel. Welcome aboard the Escape Shuttle, Captain. On behalf of the Astro Citizen Program, please accept our apologies for the slight inconvenience of being blown 60 parsecs away from Earth. Current objective, find a safe place to land and then try to contact the outside world. Please turn on the main computer for further instructions. It is located in the center of the shuttle. Follow the regular rationing protocol and feed your crewmates. And feed your crewmate. I think it would say crewmates if I had more than one other person with me, but whatever. I await your decision, Captain. Okay, so it's basically just telling us what to expect. This is the main control panel. Every day there's a new scenario that comes up and you have to decide like how you want to approach it. And depending on your items and on your stats, basically shows your options. Since we just started, this is really the only option we have right now. Captain, it is your first day of your command and your interstellar voyage. An inspiring speech is in order. Your fellow Astro citizen depends on you to make the right decisions and to give a great speech. This is it. You can really show what breed of captain you will be. You can really show what breed of captain will you be on this incredible journey. A little bit of a error there. It should be captain you will be. Whatever. What kind of speech will you give? I have high intellect, but the last time I did that, it kind of didn't work out for me. I have really low strength, so I don't think that's going to be a good option. Let me try agility this time. Don't ask me what agility has to do with giving a speech, but here we are. This is the crafting module. Depending on the resources you have, you can craft stuff. You will spawn, you will die. That's right. This is the crafting module. It's not available right now. But see, you have your materials up here, and depending on what you have available to you, you can craft shit. This is the expedition system. Eventually, we'll have the option to send a survivor out to get more materials and whatnot. And depending on what you equip them with, will determine their success upon getting materials and whether or not they come back alive. You can have up to 4 people in here, but I find it easier to ration out food when you only have 2 or maybe even 3. And this is how you end your day. And it kind of gives you a summary as to what is going to happen when you end the day. And up here you can decide whether you want to feed people. The sock puppet we'll get into. Or if they hurt themselves or whatever, you can use a first aid kit, which I don't have right now. I'll craft that later. And that's how you end your day. Day 2. Never before has anyone given a speech so determined and to the point. Not any space captain, at least. You spoke of making your own luck and surviving. It really sounded like you knew what you were talking about. Did you? No. I never know what I'm talking about. That was quite a performance, Captain. Your crew started cheering even before you were finished with the speech. Long live the captain, filled the cabin with one other person. If any sound could travel through the soundless void outside the hull of your ship, that would be it. One thing is for sure, you are ready for any challenge the galaxy could throw at you. Inspired by your sly leadership style, I allowed myself to switch on the electricity generator in the back of the shuttle. It will produce power for you daily. Captain, the crafting module in the back of the cabin is now active. It's just like the Astro Citizen material said. This state-of-the-art machine lets you create something from almost nothing. All you need is a little bit of materials, chemicals, or power. Use it to craft, recycle, and repair your supplies, as well as upgrade items and shuttle systems. You seem alert, Captain. I commend the way you've been taking care of your mental well-being. You should know that peak mental condition means increased efficiency when it comes to performing tasks. Okay, so there are different stats you got to take care of. Hunger, obviously. Your health, as I mentioned before. Depending on how the scenarios go, you can potentially hurt yourself. So that's where health falls in line. Or you can get sick. Sanity level is alert, which I think is above okay. And that draws me to the sock puppet. Um, Eventually, your characters are going to go insane, but if you have a sock puppet, it makes it go away for some fucking reason. And this is your first aid kit, which I don't have. It would be here, and the sock puppet would be up here. So you'd have to break the glass to get to the sock puppet. But I don't have either of those things yet, but I can craft those later. And this is your food, self-explanatory. I only got 6. And a real key to making your food last is essentially making your character starve a few days before you feed them. Because the idea is to kind of space out your rations so you don't go through them too quick. So let's start by crafting something. What do I have? I don't have chemicals. I do have materials. Can't upgrade anything yet. I can recycle a few things, but I really don't want to as of yet. And I can only craft an artifact, which, as far as I'm concerned, these things don't really have a use. But you can actually craft these and then break them down into chemicals and use them to make more food. Don't ask me how. That's just how it happens. So I think first thing we're going to do is craft a communicator because we're not in any immediate danger of running low on food. Because like I said, the trick is to just kind of let these guys, starve a little bit. As bad as that sounds. Oh yeah, that's right. And as I mentioned before, every day there's a new scenario that comes up. Here's a good example. Attention Captain, I am detecting a leak in our reactor coolant system. In case you are wondering, this is not good. Did I mention you should not inhale anything that comes out of the reactor? Please don't. Also, how are you going to fix it? If I had a gas mask, I could use it to put on and protect myself from the radiation fuel or the radiation or whatever shit is leaking out of it. But since I don't have a mask, I'm forced to kind of ignore it or not use anything and go and repair it. And so that could make this whole thing go tits up pretty quick. So let's end the day. Captain, I understand some people enjoy inhaling radioactive substances, but clearly neither you nor your crewmate or one of those folks. It took the leak a while to stop on its own. It will also take a while before both of you are well again. And that just means that the crafting of the communication device is completed. Alright, so I think we're going to start crafting idols so we can break them down into fuel later. Alright, it doesn't appear it's giving us any adverse reactions right now, so we're just going to hold off on that. I'm going to try to wait for the power to build up a little bit so we can upgrade shit. I forgot to craft something. So that's basically your way of converting minerals into chemicals. Just like if I had like leftover soup, I can convert chemicals back into materials. But at the moment, I don't have the need to do that. Oh, I did select that. My fault. Alright, next scenario. Oh no, I've been hacked. The virus came in a transmission from the small asteroid. It's taking over the flight controls and steering us away. So I can either use strength or I could use an intellect. Since the both of us have piss poor strength, I'm going to use intellect. So now we can end the day. You and Megan plugged an emergency console into the disk and quarantined the virus. I am healthy and whole again. Thank you, Captain. We checked the asteroid from which the virus originated. It was actually an alien supply warehouse. Fortunately for us, soup is universal. So I got 2 soups, which is good, and the crafting of the idol completed. Alright, so far so good. We're not hungry yet. And that's the artifact. Again, can you raise your stats? I think there's certain events that can make your stats go up, but they're completely randomized. Like, sometimes they can happen, sometimes they can't. Yeah, I think I'll make a lighter too. You never know when you're going to need it. Alright, let's see what the scenario is for today. Oh my gosh, you found a holographic chess set on board. You never heard of holographic chess? It's like regular chess with a big round board and your pieces are holographic monsters. Because it doesn't use physical pieces, I can totally play you. You have to input my moves, but just remember, I control the airflow of where you sleep at night. You better not cheat. That's all I'm saying. Want to play a game? Alright, so our intellect is above 3. And our agility is only 2. So I think I'm going to go with intellect. But yeah, like I said, I think random events can increase your stats. I can't believe you and Megan defeated a holographic chess. Or defeated me at holographic chess. How? The computer always wins. I'm tempted to turn you both into imploded pockets of human goo, but good game. Aside from me having the burning desire to kill you, the mood around here feels lighter, doesn't it? Everyone is in high spirits. I guess brutally crushing the soul of your beloved ship's AI will do that, you traitors. And the lighter is completed. You might want to secure some rations for yourself. Okay, so if there's any changes in your stats, it'll tell you down here. So like now we're hungry. I could go a few days without feeding anybody and dip them down into starving. But if I do that for too long, then everybody will die, which I don't want to happen. So we're good on food for a little bit. And we got a communicator device, we got a lighter somewhere. Because usually if you have supplies, like you can see them on like shelves and shit, but I don't see where the lighter is. Huh. I didn't notice that. Well, anyway, let's... Oh, wait, there it is. There's a lighter. Alright, let's see. Space travel can be dull, but there are still tons of ways to make your own fun. Trust me, I live in a computer. Let's design a game. Your game will need a core mechanic which could revolve around an item. Get creative. What kind of game will you design? Now, they do give us options down here, but since I don't have a shovel, but I do have a lighter, so I can design a game which revolves around a lighter. So we're going to try that. Other scenarios will pop up like that. Like it'll give you an option of what item to use, and depending on what you have, you could use it. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. Probably recycle this idol so we can make another suit tomorrow. And let's end this day. Oh, this is good. You designed your own game around a lighter. The core mechanic of your game was chase Megan around a shuttle. If the person you were chasing got burned, they owed you 10 push-ups. You played until you realized how much the fire made you miss Earth. At least you can camp there. Remember camping? You and your crewmate sat next to the lighter, thinking about roasting marshmallows. You are still hungry, your recycling operation completed. Megan is doing okay, soup-wise. Alright, so Megan kind of stopped being hungry on her own. Oh, at the end of the game, you can share your game, and I guess it just makes it a GIF of this as time went on. And it just doesn't make sense to me because like it just happens so quick that you can't really see like what happened. Like you just pretty much see like these two just like doing random animations, like this dude's growing a beard and then we're surrounded by robots. You know what I mean? Like unless you know what you're looking for, like it kind of doesn't make sense. All right, next scenario. Captain, you neglected your oral hygiene for far too long, so now you need to pull that nasty tooth before it gets worse. Don't worry, it's only going to hurt a little, and there might be a complimentary sticker in it for you. As per protocol, the necessary tools were automatically dispensed. One piece of string and one bottle of anesthetic. It has the Astro Citizen logo and anesthetic handwritten on it. Will you require an assistant for the surgery? Um, all right, you know what? I'll give you a shot, Megan. Last time I did it myself and it was a success, so I want to see what happens when I actually have help. Trisha Takanawa from Family Guy. She does a little bit. She looks like an older, grumpier Trisha Takanawa. All right, so how are we? I'm still hungry, but she's not anymore. She must have gotten some soup that I wasn't aware of. All right, let's see how this surgery goes. Actually, you know what? Before I forget, I think I'll make a first aid kit. It's gonna take me 3 days, but I'd rather have it. You took it like a champ, but a terrified and disgusted Megan went into shock and insisted on drinking the whole bottle of anesthetic to calm her nerves. When Megan was done, she seemed more energized and tougher than before. I don't think that was regular medicine. You remain alert. You are still hungry. Megan is hungry. Okay, so like I said, we can go a couple more days before we have to feed these guys. As bad as that sounds, it's basically a solid strat. Captain, this is extraordinary. The scanners have picked up a container floating in our vicinity. I wonder what's inside. What now, Captain? Should we try to pull the container on board? Yes. There are always good things in containers. I'm expecting this to go tits up, but why the fuck not? That mysterious cargo the scanner spotted yesterday is now on board. Opening the box in 3, 2, 1. Closer examination of the container revealed Kabbalistic markings inside the box. It was fitting, as the only thing inside was a mysterious artifact. What could it be? What powers does it hold? Do you believe in that sort of mumbo-jumbo? Astro Citizen captains are not supposed to be superstitious. Okay, so we got a free idol. Very nice. Stomach feels rather empty. Megan is still complaining about the lack of rations. Megan says she is glad to have you as her captain. Okay, so her morale went up. And she's now loyal, despite the fact that I'm starving her. So like I said, I think we both can go another day. Oh, that's still crafting. I can't recycle that idol yet. Captain, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that using the airlock as a space toilet was a success. Oh, Jesus Christ. It is now packed full and ready to be emptied into space. The bad news is that the airlock hatch is jammed. If you don't fix it soon, our clogged toilet will quickly become an extinction level event. It's now or never, Captain. How will you save the human race? Well, I got tape, thank God. So let's see if that works. The duct tape saved the day, Captain. The airlock hatch is now fully operational and the troublesome quote-unquote cargo is gone. We are safe. I'm certain the smell will go away too, someday. You and your crewmate can rest easy now, Captain, until the next crisis, that is. You are still alert. Crafting completed. We got our first aid kit. You are starving. Megan is doing well mentally. She looks alert. And Megan is starving too. She shouldn't go without food for so long. Okay, so now I dropped into starving, so that's usually when I start to feed people. Alright, so let's recycle this idol. And we can get our emergency sock going. See what this next thing says. Your attention is required, Captain. This is most abnormal. We are registering unknown transmissions, but I cannot identify who is sending them. And more importantly, what they contain. It might be a solar flare interference or worse, a new type of Soviet encryption. Oh, God forbid. We need to decipher these signals as soon as possible. For all we know, our survival depends on it. Who do you want to put in charge of monitoring these communications? I think I'll do Megan. And we're going to end the day, except we're going to feed everybody. So let's give everybody some soup. There, so we're a little better. Captain, you need to see this. I am not easily excited, but this is one of the greatest moments for humanity and human-made AI alike. We are not alone in this universe. The signals we intercepted were finally decrypted. She's starving. They are alien transmissions, as in coming from other life forms. And no, I do not mean the Reds. It's something we have never seen before. There seems to be a number of intelligent civilizations in this galaxy. The signals are coming from everywhere. We can safely assume we are going to meet some of them sooner or later. Your life will never be the same. Megan did a splendid job. She was able to trace some of the electromagnetic interferences to what seems to be a potential landing spot in our flight path. Our ETA to the celestial body, or whatever it might be, is T3. So that means 3 days. I don't know why it's T3. It should be D3 for 3 days. I followed your suggestion to reward Megan for her performance and assigned her the role of your communications officer. In addition to her standard duties, she will ensure that you will get some power for the crafting module regularly, as long as she is not insubordinate, that is. Megan is still alert. We recycled the idol for some goodies. Might want to secure some rations, and Megan is still asking for more rations. Okay, so these guys can go for a little longer without food, since I just fed them. Again, it sounds really bad, but it's not. Okay, let's get a sock puppet going, just in case we need it. Let's see what this says. Alert, a star has just went supernova in this quadrant. Huge gravitational waves will reach us soon. Space-time will stretch and contract. Gravity will fluctuate greatly, and, most importantly, I will weigh up to 3 tons and transmit slower. The ship's hull should hold, but the things inside are much squishier, human bodies included. One of the Albert monkeys shot into space never regained his normal density after a similar wave, remaining light and very wind dependent until the end of his days. You need to plan how to survive this. My agility is much higher than my strength, so I think I'm going to use that. Let's see what happens. You secured everything tight, then turned off the ship's gravity to let the waves swipe through with minimal interaction. Then the gravitational waves hit. You saw the hull stretch and contract as if it was bubblegum in some cosmic brat's mouth. A screw started coming loose at the window. You drifted towards it shakily, bumping into a can of soup. It followed the wave stretching further and further, then burst. Red tomato soup, amoebas reached the wall with an undignified splat. You secured the window just in time, so I lost a can of food. Planet or no planet, whatever we are flying to is getting closer. ETA T2. You remain quite alert. You could use some more rations. Megan is still hungry. Megan is proud to call you a friend. Okay, so our morale is still going up. That's good. That's what we need. And our sock puppet has one more day before it's done. Yeah, 2 days to make a fucking sock puppet. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Last night I was browsing through some designs for beautiful machines. Never you mind why. Now pay attention. I found a food dispensing machine on board. All shuttles in the Astro Citizen program were to be equipped with one. Ours is missing a lever, but apart from that, it seems functional. It's hardly rocket science, so you should manage to fix it, but how? Again, I don't have a shovel, so I can't really do anything with that. Or I can't do anything with that, I should say. I do have tape, so let me use that. Day 12. Official government research shows there is not a thing in the universe that cannot be fixed with duct tape. You were very resourceful to tape a chair leg where the lever used to be. Now just a little pull and there you go, Captain, a brand new can of soup, straight from the vending machine. Unfortunately, there was only one portion inside. Don't worry, I got rid of the remaining junk. Planet or no planet, blah blah blah. 1 day away. You remain alert. You're still hungry. Megan remains alert, but she's still hungry, or she keeps asking for soup. And Sock Puppet is done. All right, they're both hungry still. But once we land on a planet, we should be better off because we can start doing expeditions for like materials and shit. Long-term space travel presents many risks to one's physical well-being, from muscular atrophy to laziness, to diets notoriously high in sodium. Yeah, well, if you eat nothing but soup, that's bound to happen. I'm concerned about the decline I've seen in yours and Megan's physical fitness since our little subjourn began. I recommend a daily regimen of movements that use only your own body weight. You don't have any equipment for those, just gravity, or artificial gravity. Any volunteers? She seems to be average or better across the board, so I think I'm going to use her. I mean, he's got a little bit of agility, and his intelligence is really high, and his strength actually went up. So she's just brilliant. I'm a genius. I think genius is the highest you can go. So I think I'm just going to use her because she's a little more across the board. And we've got nothing to work with except for power. And we could upgrade some stuff. And the sock puppet and the med kit are consumable. So I don't see the point in upgrading either of those things. So I think I'll upgrade. I can't craft anything. I can recycle a bunch of stuff. Well, I don't want to recycle anything yet. I think I'll wait until I can upgrade that. Because I think it makes it more efficient. I'm not 100% on that. So let's end the day for now. Captain, Megan's form was abysmal. Push-ups and planks don't require that much strength at least. It's the bare minimum required to be a model Astra citizen. Megan felt hungrier than after the workout, but no caloric rewards could be given. Those are for strong people. You are starving, Captain. Better grab a bite. Megan is starving. Okay, so we're both starving. So I guess I can feed them now. There's really nothing else I could do at the moment. I don't think. Alright, energy is slowly going up. So once that hits 30, I can upgrade the crafting station. Hey, there's a planet in the distance. I think we finally got there. Sir, a big, really big surprise has cropped up on my scanners. A dark, swirly skied planet has appeared before us. It's covered in a giant storm, but beneath the dark swirls, my scanners indicate hazy, indistinct heat signatures and a multitude of structures. A thunderous world is probably an improvement over this mind-bogglingly empty vacuum. Should I initiate the landing protocol? Yes. And we'll feed everybody. For bonus. Goal achieved. Goals updated. I thought you update, or I'll look at that when I'm done reading this. On our descent towards the storm-ridden planet, it was clear that this wasn't a normal storm. It was ubiquitous and dark, like a blanket of swirling shadow. It was a bumpy ride, but you landed our craft on a safe spot on the planet. The only loss was our communications equipment, which was fried by atmospheric electricity on the way down. From down here, it's clear. However, this isn't any kind of storm. This is something else. The planet's surface has experienced a number of wars, nuclear or otherwise. We'd best be wary while exploring, Captain. I don't know what that means. I think it's a communication system, although I got a spare one over here. So that's fine. Captain, the expedition module in the back of the cabin is now available. All you need to do is stuff someone into a spacesuit and send them outside. We should explore our surroundings carefully. Who knows what dangers await outside? One small step for Astra citizens, one giant leap for whatever is left of humanity. Megan assures you that you can still count on her friendship. You're getting quite hungry, Captain. Okay. And so this is the goals. The captain's personal goal is to make 5 successful intellect attribute decisions. I think we made like 2 or 3 already, so we're pretty close to that. And the crew goals is to await further instructions and to fix the shuttle's communication systems, which I think I can do with this. And this just shows your stats, like how much soup you consumed, how much, first aid kits, sock puppets used, expeditions, locations discovered, etc., etc. Okay. Oh, wait, what was that other thing? Oh, wait, never mind. And there's this. Oh, it just gives you backgrounds on everybody. That's fine. And his strength went up somehow, so that's good. I think it just randomly goes up, or there's certain events that make it go up. Alright, I think we'll send her out on an expedition. And here are expeditions. Each area has a resource, a hazard, and I think some of them take different times to complete. Like that one takes 3 days. Wow, this one has a lot of hazards. Yeah, all 3 of them take 3 days. So I think I'll send her to Warhead Town, and I think that hazard means like there's like alien life, like some kind of like alien creature. So I should go without saying that I should send her. I don't know why I can't send the captain, but I should send her with a gun and some armor. Oh, I don't have armor. Well, shit. Guess I'll send her with nothing. Nothing but a gun. Captain, we are able to detect transmissions of unknown origin. Unfortunately, the communications console was damaged during landing, and we cannot make anything out of them, or reply for that matter. We could hardwire a primitive field communicator to bypass the damaged subsystems and access the shuttle's external transmitter and receiver. And that's what I was talking about. So we'll use that. Alright. I think we're ready to end the day for now. Shit, I forgot to feed them. Alright, so I achieved 2 goals. Great success, Captain. The communicator attached to the communications console worked like a charm. I won't judge the aesthetics since we can finally receive and answer transmissions. Now all we need to do is wait for someone to contact us. Someone will find us eventually. Megan set off on for a shanty-looking settlement to the south. I am keen to see what she discovers in this outing. Okay. And as you can see, the spacesuit is gone. That means she's out and about exploring and getting supplies. Let's see what this... Captain, a troop of aliens with clipboards are bashing on our door. They are all heavily mutated, some with wonky limbs, some with extra limbs, one with no limbs at all. They are clamping some kind of device onto the airlock door to force it open. 15 of the little gas-masked aliens are stuck in our airlock and are scribbling on scaly paper. If you have a weapon, you should wave it at them or make a warning attack. The alternative is to leave them to it. They seem only to be making records. Well, that's all they're doing. It's fine. I'll just leave them alone. Plus, I don't have a gun to defend myself anyway. You decide to let the troop of mutated bureaucrats run around our ship with clipboards. They took note of every little detail in the place. They stayed all night. But once they were either bored of recording every detail or wanting to stress test all of our equipment, they pulled out metal bats and began bashing things. They wrecked some equipment and resources before you managed to herd them out of the ship with your manic screaming. Oh fuck, they wrecked some of my shit. Little motherfuckers. Megan is still out. You only need any extra rations for now. Alright, so let's see if we can repair anything. Of course, we can't repair anything. Fan-fucking-tastic. Little assholes. Found something interesting. There is this lonely statue. A tentacled creature shaped vaguely human-like with hands outstretched as if in a religious blessing. The inscription is barely legible, but says something about an honor and service to a higher cause. The way the statue cups its hands downward reminds me of something. Ah, yes, of course. It's almost exactly the shape of your head. What a coincidence. It's a stretch, but perhaps there is a reward for sticking your noggin in the statue's hands. What do you say? Well, fuck it. It's a statue. What's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. Okay, Captain, this one's on me. Note to self, ominous fragmented inscriptions on creepy-looking statues equals capital B bad. When you put your head into the statue's receptacle, nothing happened for a while. Mildly annoyed, you started walking away, and that's when you passed out. Not sure what the statue did exactly, but the drool coming from the side of your mouth can't be a good sign. Or run some simple mathematical tests later to see just how badly you were affected. In the meantime, you can refrain from trying to fit your head in your mouth, or trying to fit your hand in your mouth. That would be lovely. Oh, Christ. What happened? Alright, my intellect didn't go down, so I'm happy about that. Captain, are you alright? Those weird spots in your arms are a little worrisome. Can you see them? Please wait while I search the medical database. Searching. Unfortunately, I am unable to identify your affliction. I'm afraid you'll have to diagnose it yourself. That shouldn't be too hard. Doctors are overrated. Can you do that? Well, I do have a handbook for that, so let's see what that says. Weird spots appeared on your body yesterday. Luckily, you found a solution in the handbook. The spots were the first symptoms of potentially dangerous and highly shameful ailment. At least it was easy to cure. All you needed to do was to follow the step-by-step instructions in the handbook, and I lost the handbook somehow. What the fuck? So what? You just read it and then just toss it? What the fuck's wrong with you? Little asshole. Anyway. A sweet old man looking like Charles Darwin is knocking on our airlock politely. You let him in, he shakes your hand, then holds it in an iron grip and won't let go. With technology, evolution stops. Soviet scientists want our species to stay strong. So they created me, the natural selection bot. He claims it is for your own good, which is what the dentist always said, and you didn't believe him either. You let me in despite the warning signs. Now face your space predator, human. He does have a point, Captain. Oh, I can see why you'd want to postpone the discussion. Defend yourself. I only got armor, so fuck it. A Darwinian predator droid held you in its grip. You thrust yourself back, and with one swift motion slipped the armor on. It pulled a gun and shot, but your armor held. You braced yourself, but what the droid did was far worse than anything you could have imagined. And I lost my armor. Charles Darwin burst into tears. I was so afraid I would have to kill you, it said. But you shared the sentiment. But you're excellent at defending yourself, thus worthy to survive. I'm so glad. It hugged you tightly like a friendly boa and left. Megan came back, Captain. The town to the south turned out to be a settlement built around an unexploded warhead. Wow, does that sound familiar or what? Law in the settlement is played fast and loose. Megan came back with a bloody nose, ravenous and pretty shook up. She said the Phobians who founded Warhead Town were a band of transients, exiled from their post-war silos for various reasons. Some were hospitable if anxious, but some weren't. Megan faced down several encounters with muggers and would-be lawmen with her trusty pistol. The weapon barely worked by the end of the trip. The greasy river that runs through the warhead town sweats oil and, for Mega's delight, chemicals good for crafting. She gathered a slew of the least gross stuff. Oh wow, I got a lot of chemicals. Awesome. At one point, Megan encountered a hag-like phobian with streaky hair growing out of its headpiece. It muttered in a wormy native tongue and shoved an artifact into Megan's hands before retreating into the shadows. Okay, so we got a free idol. The fact that you can find soup out here will never cease to amaze me. Anyway, Megan brought back rations, so we got 3 soup. That's nice. Strange place, Warhead Town, but well worth visiting. Megan's wanderlust has been quenched one way or another. And Megan's hungry. I'm hungry. She's in poor health. Good thing I have the first aid kit. Megan is tired after a trip. And that happens anytime you send somebody out on an expedition. It prevents you from sending them right back out again. Alright, so right now she's hungry, weak, and tired. And I'm just hungry. So I think we're going to celebrate the successful expedition with A, crafting food. Let's see what the fuck this is. This planet crusts appear to have undergone a multitude of drastic traumas because over a hill nearby you find a broad chasm running to the world's core, a toothy rift in the tectonic crust. Most interestingly, on the near side of the chasm is half an angular alien bunker. Its counterpart is mostly on the far side and in the ruins, but a cable runs between the two, linking up to a small, safe-like object on the far side. Do you wish to tightrope walk over to the container or attempt to pull it over towards you? That's a tough one. I kind of get a feeling that no matter what I choose, someone's either going to get hurt or they're going to die. I guess we could tightrope walk. Fuck it. Megan, you earn this. and you just eat. Okay, good. Nobody died. A human on a wire, you deftly tiptoed across the crevice near the shuttle. Without a wobble, you approached the safe, which turned out to not be a safe. It turned out to be a fridge. An empty fridge. At least if another bomb goes off in this world, you know where to hide. Crafting completed. Okay. You're not hungry anymore. Megan's not hungry anymore. Megan feels much better than she did before. She is no longer weak, and she has rested. So that means I can send her right back out into the unforgiving wastes. Alright, so I guess that's just hazardous fauna. I think I'm gonna wait until wait before I send her out though. Ugh, I can't craft armor either. Shit. I should start repairing some of this shit. Fuck it, I'll send her out. I don't know what I could send her out with. I'll send her out with a gun. You know, I'll send her with the idol too. Maybe that'll help. Actually, no, I think I should craft that. Fuck it. Captain, mysterious signal detected nearby turned out to be aliens. The chatter sounds like walkie-talkie comms emanating from a ruined alien tunnel that runs off in the deep darkness. What would you like to explore the tunnel with? Some protection, a weapon, or a light source would be wise as a bare minimum. Alright, I think I'll go with the lighter. You went creeping into the alien tunnel nearby with trepidation. You had only just come upon a warp station platform when a group of aliens appeared and aimed weapons at you. They must have been watching us for some time, as they were able to speak in broken, approximated English. They said they need our help. They run Vactrin Central, a planet-wide vacuum tunnel system that links to countless supply stockpiles all over Phobos. However, the inhabitants of neighboring Silo 476 are too dangerous to connect with. Apparently the war that wrecked this world was started by the 476ers over 200 years ago. This is starting to sound kind of familiar. They asked for our help when the time comes. Megan went for a stroll, blah blah blah. So she doesn't encounter any gingerbread houses. Alright, that's still crafting. Found a couple of rusted and swollen cans of soup in the darkest corner of the ship. Someone must have put them there a long time ago and then completely forgotten about them. It doesn't look at all safe to eat, but then again, it's canned soup. It's supposed to last for 737 years. Will you keep the cans? Yes. Because food is food. The ancient soup you found gave you pause, and no wonder, it looks older than this ship, and yet here it is. Who could have left it here? Then again, who cares? Free soup. What could go wrong, right? Megan hasn't returned yet. You should eat something. Alright, that's still crafting, so I'm going to leave that alone. Captain, there's been this constant interference in our comms as of late, like musical notes playing on repeat. Starting to become annoying. Could do something about it, but it might just stop if we continue to ignore it, or if we keep ignoring it. What would you like to try and deal with the conundrum? Nah. What the fuck? The repeating tune in our communication remained and started to have an adverse effect on you. I have noted a restlessness in you that wasn't there before. Even though the tune is gone now, you keep humming it in your sleep, making me think the strain on your psyche might be permanent. Your stomach feels empty, crafting completed. Where the fuck am I? Whatever. I guess we'll craft more soup for now. Glad I finally convinced you to go for a short walk around the shuttle and stretch a little outside. Even if you claimed I forced you with my constant whining, it's for your own good, Captain. When you stepped outside, you noticed a small asteroid coming right at you. Tried to run back inside, but it looks like the airlock snapped shut behind you. I need a moment to reopen the doors for you, so you need to figure out a way to deal with the asteroid yourself. Will you dodge out of the way gracefully, or grab the nearest flat and heavy rock you can, or heavy rock to act as a makeshift shield? I guess I'm going to try to dodge it, because my strength is pitiful. You deftly dodged the asteroid's path, and when the dust settled, confirmed you're in one piece. Upon further inspection, the asteroid reminded you of partially chewed bubblegum. This gave you a few ideas about the scale of the universe and its inhabitants that you weren't too keen on to entertain. Crafting completed, you are starving. Alright. Guess we'll repair the tape. What's that you're doing? What's that you're drawing, Captain? Is that supposed to be ham? I understand you're fed up with soup and you're reminiscing about Earth food. I would advise you not to go down that road. Here, I have a useful program for just the occasion. It's called Everything is Not All Peaches and Cream. It should help you focus on your mind, or it might help you focus your mind on different things. Would you like to start this process? Sure, why not? In the meantime, eat. Success, Captain. Your culinary urges have been kept under control. We spent the afternoon talking about things other than food, and then circled back to agree on the many merits of tomato soup. Now we should probably focus on surviving, the mission at hand, wouldn't you say? Remember, life is but a bowl of cherries. I'm not sure what that means, but my programming tells me it should make you feel better. Megan has returned from her jaunt to the western glades. She is limping a little, famished after the journey, and a bit freaked out. You get comfortable as she begins to tell her story. On the journey, Megan was struck by a fragile falling tree or two, but she is in a bit of a state. From the bottom of a shimmering pond, she scooped out a number of valuable minerals. Alright. Where does all this soup come from? It's the greatest mystery of the universe and everything. Anyway, Megan came back carrying rations. What an eerie but fruitful experience. In spite of the spookiness, Megan is safely back in a nest. Repair is complete. Oh, she's just tired. That's fine. Guess we could craft another lighter. Then we're going to upgrade the expedition module. An alien is knocking at our door, sir. It speaks through its mask in broken English, just like the ones from Vacrian Central. Except this one says it's from Silo 476. So the quote-unquote bad guys. The more it talks, the more complicated things get. Nobody knows who started the war, but everyone knows who Vacrian have. Who Vactrian have? Vactrian Central. We kill them. Help us. Or their side you on. Side with the aliens from 476? Hell no. If they started a war, I want nothing to do with them. And we got plenty of soup. I may as well feed them. Isn't it, though? It's fun to play because you never know what's going to throw at you. When you refused to help the alien from Silo 476, it stormed off, livid. You this regret, it shouted over his shoulder. I hope we don't this regret, sir. Antagonizing the locals may not be a wise choice, but I trust you know what you're doing. You stop complaining about rations finally. Megan has rested. Okay, so we got one more day before that upgrades. So there's not really much we can do right now. See that locked safe in the corner, Captain? This is the captain's safe. It's meant for you. You have the code, of course. No, does not compute. Were you really appointed to captain by Astra Citizen Command? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. So you don't have the code, will you try to open the safe by force, or will you try to rely on your dexterity? It's like I have a fucking choice. Ah, shit. The safe that you were attempting to crack is still shut tight. Clumsy, clumsy captain. Better luck next time. In fact, your efforts were so clumsy that you tripped over the safe and smashed your head against the wall. Oh my, that's quite a bruise, Captain. Are you alright? Alright, so we upgraded the expedition system. I am badly hurt, and I need to use a first aid kit. Don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to. Fuck it. I'm just gonna upgrade that and see what it does. The walls are closing in. You're growing paranoid. You're having constant invasive thoughts of going outside, even though you'd probably die. Someone has to tell you, Captain, you have shuttle fever. The good news is, this is normal. Claustrophobia is inevitable in this situation. The bad news, the only cure is to find a way to entertain yourself. What do you want to do? Guess I'll use a sock puppet. Oh, we got more places we could visit now. I don't know what that star means. And we can carry more stuff, I've noticed. We'll give her a soup, too. Then we'll give him... Oh, wait, I can't use it because I'm upgrading it. Use the sock puppet to treat your shuttle fever. The results were amazing. Not only did the sock puppet have googly eyes, which are always hilarious, it even did funny voices. Well, you did them, but as soon as the sock slipped over your hand, the only limit was your imagination. I think that's an argument that he's already insane. Your adventures with the sock spanned far and wide, from one corner of the shuttle to the other, and back again. You scoured every floor panel for maps to secret castles and banished the dragons from every dark corner. You even found a mask you didn't know that was on board. The experience was magical. Should have waited a day before I sent her out so I could have sent her with that mask. Megan traveled to the monument our navigation systems revealed. I wonder what she will find out there. You are still very mentally stable. Uh, that's fucking debatable. You are still injured. Upgrade complete. New item available. Modern first aid kit. Super. Ah, itchy. What the fuck? Just having all sorts of adventures because why the fuck not? May as well upgrade that because why not? Captain, our systems are working below their optimal levels. I was able to determine that our wiring might be at fault. I suggest you take a look under the proverbial hood and fix the wires before a malfunction occurs. The wires are stuffed in a dark corner, tangled and dusty. You'll have to figure out how to fix this by yourself. I trust your instincts, not that I have a choice. Intellect all the way. Fight me. Fucking computer. Nicely done, Captain. You proved yourself smart enough to fix the malfunctioning component. The ship's systems are now functioning at standard capacity. The ship is really falling apart, I'm afraid. There is not enough time to properly finish it. Who could have expected an atomic apocalypse to break out so suddenly? Well, I could. No one listened to me. No one ever listens to computerized assistants. Oh well, that's life, I guess. Just ones and zeros, but mostly zeros. You remain very mentally stable. Upgrade complete. Full face mask. Awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot to use the kit on him. I'll do that this time. Captain, I am detecting a troubling buildup of mental tension. Recommended course of action, throw an epic party. I took the liberty of inviting myself. How about we invite someone new, eh, Captain? Someone you don't know. We can make ourselves a new companion. Yes. How do we do it? Mask. Because why the fuck not? Oh hey, I'm actually happy. The party was a hit, Captain. I loved how you put the mask in front of you and pretended it was a person. A mysterious Dolores, apparently. Could you tell me again who won the staring contest? One way or another, the party with the mask was a success. You feel much better now. Saner, even. Who would have thought? You remain quite alert. You are no longer hurt. You feel vigorous, Captain. You look healthy. My data shows humans in a good physical state perform their tasks significantly better. You should eat something. So apparently, I'm vigorous and alert and way too happy to the point that it's fucking creepy. Can't craft anything yet. Sir, there's another one of those pillbox-like bunkers that litter this planet nearby. This one's top has been blown open, as if something detonated inside. Why do I have one intellect? I thought my intellect was higher. As if something detonated inside, you poke your head in to find a giant empty storeroom. Could be easy to get lost in here. Test your mental mapping skills or try to climb a particularly tall unit for a vantage point. Why the fuck not? What's the worst that can happen? He says to himself. You strolled into a nearby alien storage facility, confidently knowing full well you'd navigate the dark shelves and leave safely. You emerge 5 hours later, empty-handed and furious. Around 10 feet up, however, you become paralyzed with arachnophobia. It took an hour for you to talk yourself down. Megan returned from the solemn monument. She is wounded, satiated, and terrified. She wiped her brow and told her story. The monument was home to a group of monk-like phobians. They weren't so happy to see Megan, who had to fire warning shots to prevent their stone slinging. The devotee still struck it with a pebble. Oh, broke our gun. Afterwards, Megan was assaulted by a strange shadow, which shrieked as it was sucked into the artifact. The object crumbled a bit from the force. Oh wow, it's a good thing I sent her with that idol. A pile of minerals lay near an unfinished headstone. She felt bad ransacking the site, but still did it. Atta girl. A broad, empty memorial covered in candles held a small podium at its center. Our brave crewmate spotted a lighter near the desecrated dais and grabbed it. Megan gave a little phobia and a fright. They leapt a few feet in the air and flung their shovel at her head before making off. Megan didn't sniff at the tool, though. And we got a shovel. While returning home, Megan saw a path littered with wheelbarrows. It led to a huge quarry. The fact that you can find soup out here will never cease to amaze me. Anyway, here's some soup. Despite feeling a bit bad about desecrating various parts of a probably sacred site, Megan is still proud she made it back home. You are still very mentally stable. You feel hungry. Megan continues to be a friend. Megan doesn't feel alert anymore. Captain, we have been detecting regular transmissions of unknown origin for a while now. They are all concerned with the ship that landed here not too long ago. I do not want to alarm you, but they might be talking about us. Megan is really tired. Alright, so we're going to let her rest. We're probably going to feed her too. Oh no, she's just tired. Good. I'm the one that's hungry. Alright, so we got... wow, we got a lot of materials. Holy shit. Not that I'm complaining at all. Ugh, we need chemicals for that shit. Well, we still got the artifact. Oh, wait a minute. We can recycle that. Alright, let's see what we got. Can't map the surface of this planet. Phobos is a toxic, war-torn ruin. You'll need good maps, but something's jamming me. When I try to access the system, I get this message. You are trespassing my domain. Pay tribute or die. Regards, the Watchman. It's some kind of territorial entity. Perhaps ex-security. Will you give it something? Alright, I'll give it some soup. Because why the fuck not? You offered the Watchman a can of soup, rolling it through the door with the words, "Great Watchman, take this soup, our greatest invention." You felt a brief gust of wind and the tin fell in half. You're just like the ones who live underground, the voice groaned. I'll spare my energy, let them kill you. So long. A jam lifted, but the creature's words left you in a foul mood. And I'm starving. So I'll eat something with him. So we got a shovel. Sweet. So I'll let that repair for now. Sir, do you hear that? Roll up for Captain Cerberus's cosmic carnival. Can you shave a scout's eyeballs within 30 tachnoids? Can you answer a pop quiz at 10 Gs? Try your hand to win valuable prizes. There's a floating panegylastic fun fair outside. 2 games look pertinent. A 0G wire loop game and a space-time bending maze. Test your dexterity or your mind. Definitely my mind. Because that's the only thing I got going for me right now. For Captain Cerberus's cosmic carnival flew off, you decided to try the Zerberator's Labyrinth, an endless, looping wormhole maze stalked by the many-mouthed Zorbator. You stayed focused and swiftly found a route out. The manager, a sentient clown costume, begrudgingly hand over a communicator. Repairs completed. New item available. Gun. You might want to secure some rations for yourself. Alright, I already ate. Calm the fuck down. You know, let's upgrade this bad boy. Alright, she's good. I'm good. How much soup do we have? Alright, we have 10. We should be good for a while. Sir, I've detected a worm all signature on board. Parasites have worked their way up your noses and into your bodies. We need to get them out. We use some tweezers to try and pull them out, or exercise your knowledge of invertebrate organisms and think of a cure. Intellect, of course. You remembered reading that positioning oneself upside down can cleanse the body of worms, so you told Megan to join you in standing up against the shuttle wall on your heads. But your recall must have been flawed because you failed to get rid of any worms. Luckily, the internal vertebrae haven't caused any problems, besides an occasional nasal twinge, which tickles so hard it makes the victim scream. Your stomach feels rather empty. Upgrade completed. Keegan is asking for some soup. Okay, we'll feed you guys. Interesting news, Captain. It appears that there is a hollow space between one of the wall panels, or behind one of the wall panels. A hidden room, maybe? A secret stash? It will be worth checking out. What's your approach? Agility. I think we'll send her back out. Where are we going to send her? Alright, so we need more chemicals and potentially a sock. So we'll send her out there. And of course, we're going to give her a gun. A shovel. And I guess a mask to be safe. And before she goes, we're going to feed her. Yesterday, you reached a hidden space behind one of the wall panels. The only way to get there was through a ventilation shaft, but thankfully you were nimble enough to fit in and exit through the other side. Unfortunately, you found nothing. The area was small and completely empty. This didn't seem to faze you much. I suppose you're used to disappointment by now. Megan felt more secrets were buried in the sinister manufacturing facility and went to explore its workshops. You remain alert. You are no longer hungry. I think we're going to recycle that. Because we don't really need it. We already got a setup right here. These aliens are becoming a nuisance. This one is clanging at the ship and yelling, El Primi. What is El Primi, or El Pimi? What is El Pimi anyway? Oh, it was asking for assistance. Aliens from Silo 476 are attacking Vesrian Central. What do you think, Captain? Go in force to settle the dispute once and for all, or try to defuse the situation with diplomacy? We're going to do diplomacy. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, let's see how it goes. Goal achieved. Wait for directions from Vactrium Central. Goal achieved. Make 5 successful intellect attribute decisions. Nice. You decide to settle the dispute over the Vactrian system once and for all by negotiating with aliens who barely speak English. You and Megan strutted into the Vactrian tunnel, waving a piece of cloth you found on the surface and shouting, "Hold your fire, hold your fire." Somehow it worked. You and yourself, another kind of mistake there, approached the aliens, arms open in a placating fashion. Within 20 minutes, you have convinced the two silos to let bygones be bygones and had them shaking hands. Now the Vactrian system can be reopened, increasing the stock of resources to feed everyone on the planet, and more, forever. They just need to run some diagnostics. You remain quite alert. Recycling operation completed. Awesome. It's probably the best end I could have hoped for. Although it's not an ending yet. You're a sock pocket. I think we should work on another med kit though. Sir, a powerful earthquake. The dark, sand-like earth underfoot is bouncing and springing, throwing rocks in the air. Wait, that doesn't look like a rock. It's a torpedo. An undetonated nuke. The pre-war relic has been thrown in the air and landed on top of the shuttle. It could detonate any second. Will you use your intellect to think of a solution or get up there and discharge it with a power cable? Well, intellect, obviously. Obviously. Well, let's see how we do. Very astute, sir. You accessed my scanners and checked the levels of local radiation, finding absolutely nothing above normal levels. If this was a nuke, it was long defunct. I couldn't even pick up any electromagnetic signals. You looked relieved when I gave the all clear. Looks like you learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. Shockwave shortly after rolled the defunct device back into the dark sand. You noticed one of the nuke's components looked a lot like a communication module. You hopped out there and after a little fiddling, returned with a jury-rig communicator. Oh wow, I actually just recycled one and I got another one back. You are still quite alert. Megan is still out exploring. You feel like you're on top of the world. Sweet. This is actually a pretty decent run. I don't think I've had one. Well, actually, this is my second one. So out of the two, this one seems to be the best right now. We are receiving a signal, sir. It sounds like a gloopy, loose version of Morse code. The signal is fading, Captain. Do you want to quickly respond with a communicator or use the handbook to try and decode the signal first? Let's try responding. Actually, if it's something I gotta try to decode, I kind of don't want to do it because it could be something that's hostile, and if I tell them where I am, then that could end badly. I think I'm just gonna ignore it. Terrified of interacting with any potentially freaky aliens, you asked me to shut off the sound of the Morse-like signal we were receiving. You're just as bad as the phobic natives of this planet, Captain. After a couple of hours, the transmission stopped. I wish these aliens would stop morsing around. You are getting quite hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry for less puns, you bitch. Outside, sir, a caravan of sorry figures and grim wagons are prodding past the shuttle, hanging their heads. You open the shuttle door to watch them pass, when suddenly one pops up right at your side. It's a little waif-like phobia in its silvery regalia. Blood is spattered inside its goggles. Do you wish to ignore its attention, offer health care, or proffer a new mask? You notice a holster on its hip with a dangerous-looking weapon. Nothing. It's probably going to bite me in the ass, but I really have no other choice. The creature from the plotting caravan looked at you and thrust a plastic data bank into your hand before turning and leaving with the rest of the troop. I got a chance to scan the drive, Captain. Apparently these aliens knew a world-wrecking war was coming, and they were still building silos when it happened. In the decades since, they have never taken off their units and have mutated to reside in them. I don't know whether to feel pity or fear, sir. You see, Megan came back. The town to the south turned out to be a settlement built around an unexploded warhead. We read all that already. Megan found a partly hidden passage that led underneath the nuclear bomb at the town center, where she found crystalline caverns of minerals. She got shoveling. Oh, hey, we got a lot of stuff. Megan found Warhead Town's river runoff has been mostly drained of chemicals. Mostly. Megan spotted a number of unusual undergarments hanging from a line. She didn't hesitate to grab a sock. So now we got a sock puppet. Also, Megan stumbled upon an artifact. So we got an artifact. We got a can of soup. We finished crafting our first aid kit. Megan appears weak and she is really tired. Alright. So... we're doing really good on these materials. So I think I'm going to recycle this to get more chemicals. Because we're doing pretty good on soup. Alright. The lead Phobian from Vastrian Central approaches the shuttle. Tunnel blockage at transfer. Primary transfer undig, it mutters, making a shoveling motion with its gloved claws. Clearly it wants you to do some dirty work, clearing important Vastrian lines. You ask why, they can't do it themselves. No go in tunnel, it says, shivering with fear. No dark. Take a shovel, go see what you can do? Absolutely. Alright, so I'm going to feed him and give her medical attention. You trooped into the Vastrian system to try and clear out the blockage, just like the Phobian asked. However, you found a blockage too tough for our standard issue shovel. Okay, so we broke our shovel. If you upgrade the shovel with some components, it might be able to power through a ton of dirt and rubble. Megan is feeling better. She is no longer weak. Megan is rested. Megan is asking for some soup. I can't upgrade the shovel until I repair it. Megan's time growing up was strictly divided between her studies and helping out in her parents' shop. She desired to write poetry, but she did not try it herself until quite recently, after she became a national citizen. She's proposing a dramatic reading for you, Captain. All you have to do is sit and listen. Want to select some props to make the reading more interesting? Let's give us some sexy lighting. Alright, let's see how that goes. You basked in the glow of the lighter as Megan recited a horrifying poem about the day-to-day struggles of a self-eating rat who fell in love with a piece of cheese. The story scared you so much you barely realized an hour had passed when it was over. Megan spent the next few hours tinkering with the lighter so it would function better for the next performance. Alright, we're both hungry, and repair is completed. Alright, let's upgrade the shovel. Because fuck you, that's why. Looks like we have a leak, Captain. The sprinkler system went haywire, and now everything is getting wet. You need to do something before our supplies get soaked. Act fast, there's no time to waste. Intellect all the way, baby. And we'll both have a meal. Sorry, I just had to rub my eye. Goal achieved. Find and upgrade a shovel. I didn't realize that was a goal. What fucking goals do I have? Oh wow, I'm actually making a killing. Success, Captain. You were smart enough to disable the sprinkler system as soon as the flooding started. I gave you enough time to fix the sprinklers. I am happy to report that our supplies are safe and that the water reserves were not compromised. Upgrade completed. You don't need extra rations, and Megan is doing okay. Oh, gross. I thought it was just a cliche that cockroaches be the only ones to survive a nuclear apocalypse. But it appears that a family of our hexapedal friends have hitched a ride ride with us. Sorry. Captain, be careful. These roaches are bigger, smarter, and far more dangerous than the average representatives of their species. You could try to kill them or let them be. Want to go on a bug hunt? Nah. Last time I left them alone, they actually turned out to be pretty decent neighbors, so I'm not going to mess with them. I think I might send her out on another expedition. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what all these mean. Let me see, I think that's fauna. I know that's radiation, so I might have to send her with a mask. And that's mutated creatures. So let's see, send her with a gun for the creatures. I think the mask helps for the radiation. I guess we'll find out. And what else? Fauna? Let's see. And I guess with nothing else, we'll see how she does. He didn't hunt down the roaches, instead opting to coexist with them aboard the shuttle. The roaches appreciated your peaceful approach and left you something to show their gratitude. These were not your garden variety roaches, Captain, but the result of some top-secret government experiment. They left you a note. Thanks for not killing us. Stay cool. Love, the Petersons. Megan strode off towards the green-tinted radio zone. If we had shot glasses, I'd propose a soup-based toast to her safe return. Sweet. Alright, so that's still being crafted. I don't have one of those. Captain, my weather systems are detecting a storm on the horizon. It's moving fast, so it'll hopefully pass by tomorrow. But this one could get nasty. Thunder, lightning, gale force winds, sharp objects howling at you from every which way. I'd like to keep monitoring the storm's movement throughout the night, but doing so will require my sensors to run on battery power, as it is unadvisable to leave the main generator reactor through a storm. What do you want to do? Absolutely nothing. It's a storm. What the fuck else can we do about it? Stupid. You chose to wait out the storm rather than run the monitoring system on battery power. The wind shrieked and brutal rain pelted against the walls of the shuttle, but that was it. By morning, the weather was clear again. Or was calm again. You spent the morning sifting through the washed up junk piles, but it was just a bunch of waterlogged crap. Sweet. Motherfuckers. Fuck you, Storm. Oh no, Captain, one of the storage lockers is jammed and cannot be opened. It gets worse. It's my favorite locker. We will lose access to some of our supplies if we do nothing. Also, I will be sad. You need to act quick, Captain. Will you use your brains or bronze to deal with the problem? brains all the fucking time. Anyway, I'm not hungry yet, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. Ooh, we got a cheapo. Good job getting the locker open, Captain. It took you a while to figure out how to lockpick the thing, but your 1 in a million brain helped, or your 1 in a million lockpick, or both. Not only did you get the important locker open, you even found some extra rations inside. Score. You are still quite alert. Crafting completed. You're not really complaining, but I know you're hungry. Fuck you, computer. Alright, we're not doing too hot on the chemicals. But we still got a shit ton of materials left, or minerals left, I should say. I guess we'll craft another soup. Sir, something is seeping into the shuttle. It looks like a trickle of iron filings. Could it be nanomachines? Nanomachines, son. Outside the shuttle, a track of bright, vital flowers and clean soil lead away into the distance. The nanomachines are pouring in and pooling on the floor, sliding in various directions. This is a high-risk situation, Captain. Shall I continue letting them in? No. Because that can go either way. The flood of nanomachines entering the cabin was becoming a torrent when you gave the command to stop them. So I ran a current through the hull. Oh, how I love the smell of ionizing micrometer machinery in the morning. I call that technique bot die. Oh wow. Instead of fox die, bot die. How great is that? I love little references. I wonder where they came from and why they wished to do with my crew. If only nanomachines were the solution to all of life's mysteries, then I might have recommended a different course of action. You remain alert, you still feel hungry, crafted soup. Sweet. Alright, let's craft an idol so we can recycle it. The Vactrian-loving Phobians have returned and, once again, demands help with the Vactrian tunnel excavation. You know now that you need a toughened shovel to clear out the extra viscous Vactrian blockage. Go do the deed? Could be what saves us. Yes. I prepared for this. Alright, so she went insane, and I'm hungry. So let's see how this ended. You did it, Captain. Shovel in hand, you trooped into the dark tunnel one last time, found your way into the massive sprawl of the Vactian exchange, and worked away at a small blockage at one crucial junction. Phobos' planet-wide Vactrian system has been reinstalled. The Phobians are delightfully and, after a train stop to an unfathomably large storeroom, you are ecstatic too. You have access to all the soup you need for hundreds of years. A vast surplus of food. This Cold War ending with a warm, fuzzy feeling. Keegan made it back from the radioactive zone. She is a bit worse for wear, a bit peckish, and rather shaken up. Good thing Keegan brought protective faceware with her, as the whole region was a Geiger nightmare. Some of the mass filters melted, unfortunately. Undetectable gravitational anomalies crushed Megan, giving her some nasty bruises. Turns out that Megan was plagued by a giant guinea pig out in the wasteland. Thankfully, her sidearm scared it off, although the gun melted a little due to radiation. Megan did manage to collect a plethora of chemicals. Then she found a mysterious artifact. She acquired a protective vest. Yeah, now that we're at the end of the game. Who scattered all the soup, blah, blah, blah. Against all radioactive odds, Keegan pulled through and made it back and won a radiated piece. All right, so we crafted an artifact. I'm starving. It appears our explorer was tracked during the expedition. We should be more careful next time. All right, so I think the game ended. Oh, wow. We got an actual ending. And so the Cold War thawed and ended in a warm, fuzzy feeling. Captain Emmett Ellis and his crewmate Megan Mann arrived on Phobos, befriended the locals, killed some locals, and then activated a long slumbering transport system. Now living in comfort and security, nuclear winter aside, the pair will go down in Phobian history as the tall aliens who came, saw, and ushered in a new era of prosperity and safety onto this wrecked world. Friends come and go, but Astra citizen friends are forever. Until something wicked from a galaxy far away eats them, of course. But until then, they're the best. And that's how Megan saw her friendship with Captain Ellis. Empowered by his incredibly unexpected and successful career as an Astra citizen captain, Emmett has found himself wondering what to do next. His brilliant mind was soon put to good use, and only a few short years later, an improved flavor of canned tomato soup was distributed in all the civilized galaxies. Seems like ages have passed since two amateur astronauts left Earth's orbit, expecting certain doom. Now the brave pair of survivors look to the future with renewed optimism. As one tale comes to a close, another begins. The end. You survived. Wow, this is my second time playing through and I got an actual ending. Holy shit. I did not expect it to end that well. I was expecting to die in some freak accident or get swarmed by deathbots again. One of the two. So let's see. Soup consumed 16. First aid kits used 3. Sock puppets used 0. I mean, technically I used 1, but when it's used through like a scenario, it doesn't count. Successful expeditions, 5 out of 5. Locations discovered, 7 out of 12. I think when you upgrade your expedition unit, it unlocks more places you can explore for materials and whatnot. Items brought back from expeditions, 11. Items crafted, 12. Upgrades or items upgraded, 4. Items recycled, 5. I'm going to share this. And end adventure. Well, that was fun. That went way better than I thought it would. Like I said, that was only my second time through and I got an actual honest to God ending. I might stream this again because this was a lot of fun. And it was a lot of fun to stream because you kind of have people along with you for the ride. But I think I'm going to call it here for tonight, though. Like, if the run was shorter, like, if I ended up dying, like, not too far in, I might have done a second run, but that run was almost 2 hours long, and it actually had a pretty happy ending. Somehow. But, in any case, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me. So, yeah. Like I said, I might stream this again. Tomorrow, I won't be able to because I have my daughter. It's her birthday, and me and her mother worked it out so that I can have her for her birthday, and I can keep her until Sunday, where she actually has to go to one of her cousin's birthday parties. So, it all works out in the end. I get to see her for her birthday, and that's really nice, which usually isn't the case, but, you know, it's nice when things line up like that. So, until next time.